Alright. Here we go. A Christmas game. Let's see. By Jack King Spooner. Turn it down just a little bit so you can actually hear me.
It is deep December, 17 miles from the Tower of David. 3 shepherds stand next to their flock of broadtails.
That is nipples.
Tired from the day, they prepare for sleep.
Again, every fucking time I do a new game, I have to like redo it in OBS, and it's like, put shit over.
Oh, for pity, my feet do bleed and my stomach does turn. If all my days are to be as such, then all is dark. Woe is sent her most merciless devils to play havoc on my body.
Hush now, Gimble, you most foolish of fools. Not a finger did you raise in assistance to labour this day. And as for your poor stomach, the sheep fear for their own feed. If you grumble about toil, surely it is the toil of platter cleaning.
Insults indeed. Let it be known that if not for me, your sheep would be in the jaws of ghouls. Be careful when faulting my unorthodox methods. Simply ask, have any of my flock been lost?
Do you hear this, Frass? Unorthodox, he calls it. Certainly snoring as loud as a kakapo at the midday sun is undoubtedly contrary to the usual.
I love this type of vocabulary. It's just very, high vocabulary.
Simmer down, you pair. My old ears can abide your prattle as well as my old eyes can tolerate your repulsive countenances. Peace doth not caress me when you brutish oafs bicker.
Dear old Frass, pardon our ways.
Forgiveness will come with rest. Let us lay down our heads for the night tide, for to wake fresh for our duties.
Never a finer thought has been spoken. With love, I bid thee pleasant slumber.
They are all Urianger. Damn, listen to that kalimba, though. I love how the sheep in the middle just has an actual sheep's head photoshopped onto it.
Of all the dreams I have dreamt, brothers, brothers, wake from slumber and lend me thy ears, for I have been gifted a vision divine. Most terribly cold it was. It snowed, and was nearly quite dark, and evening, the last evening of the year. In this cold and darkness, there went along the street a little boy, skin-headed and with tattooed neck.
The fuck?
When he left home, he had on a hoodie, it is true, but what was the good of that? 'Twas a very large hoodie, which his da had hitherto worn.
His da.
So was it, and the poor little thing lost it as he scuffed away across the street because of 2 Fiat Unos that rolled by dreadfully fast. He carried a quantity of benzos in a trackie pocket and held a canister of lighter fluid in his hand. Nobody had bought any blues of him the whole livelong day. No one had given him a single farthing. He crept along trembling with DTs and Valium stupor, a very picture of sorrow, the poor little thing.
There's no Christmas with no presents, and there's no presents like love. Oh, that fucking guitar is awesome. The bin smells of dried oranges and cinnamon. My kids will hate me if I don't get them a Hatchimals hatching egg toy. The fuck? The Hatchimals? God. Lol, bins. Oh.
His little hands were almost numbed with cold. Oh, a puff of butane might afford him a world of comfort, if he only dare take a single one, inhale against the wall, and let thoughts... He drew one
Oops, shit.
in. How it tickled.
It
It
tickled.
seemed really to the little fellow as though he were sitting before a large burning bin. The fire burned with such blessed influence. It warmed so delightfully. The little boy had already stretched out his feet to warm them too, but... The buzz was over. The bin vanished. He had only the ghastly taste and frozen back of tongue. He gulped back another deep spray from the unguarded nozzle. Betwixt incisor and canine, it blinded brightly. And where the white formed in front of his vision, there stood a rabid hare holding the bleeding throat of a child.
Hi.
Someone is just dead, said the little man, for his old grandmother, the only person
They're
he
only
loved
dead.
him, and who was now no more, had told him that when a rabbit rips out a throat, a soul ascends to God. He drew another breath of butane. It was again light. In the luster, there stood the old grandmother, so radiant, so mild, and with such an expression of love. Grandmother, cried the little butane boy, oh, take me with you. You go away when the buzz burns out. You vanish like the warm bin, like the rabbit. And he pressed the spout of the canister for as long
Boy
as
be
he
trippin'.
could, for he wanted to be quite sure of keeping his grandmother near him.
This is basically a little match girl.
The hit gave such a brilliant hallucination that it was brighter than a noonday. Never formerly had the grandmother been so beautiful and so tall. She took the little fellow.
Don't get any closer, Grandma.
Blue in brightness and in joy, so high, so very high, and then above was neither cold, nor hunger, nor anxiety. They were with God. But in the corner, at the cold hour of dawn, sat the poor boy, with blue lips and with a smiling mouth leaning against the wall, frozen to death, on the last evening of the old year. Stiff and stark sat the child there with his butane. He wanted to warm himself, people said. No one had the slightest suspicion of what beautiful things he had seen. No one even dreamed of the splendor which, with his grandmother, he had entered on the joys of a new year.
I don't see the resemblance.
And there my dream ended, truly a dream sublimed by the seraphic spirits of goodness.
Oh, brother, come, let us rejoice and sing our praises to God. Glory, glory, joy, hallelujah, glory,
Dear Gimbal, how odd that you should dream such a dream this night, for I too have dreamt a dream and thought it true. In forest deep and storm aheady, a young couple were arguing.
Another story, huh?
You want what? Give it to me, I can take it. What? You want to spend time without me? So you're making this about me. Bloody typical.
It's not.
It's not what? It's not fucking what?
It's not you. It's me.
Thanks for clearing that up, but since when did anyone think the problem was me? Everyone knows you're the bloody black hole in this relationship. You're not going to say something? Just going to pace around stuck for words? Speak to me! You're impossible sometimes. You know that. Fucking impossible.
Fucking. You fucking bastard, you're impossible.
I need to.
Don't turn your back on me. Don't you dare turn your back on me. If you wait out, I'll give you better. You walk out of here. And so he walked into the snowy day, looking for something, looking to become something.
Ooh, I'm getting shivers. Ooh. Oh. Okay.
She brought him home and kept him with her for the rest of their days. She would even, on occasion, dress him in ornaments. Sometimes she thought she saw an angel float above him.
More sheepies.
And so I awoke with blissful joy.
This night, without a doubt, is one of heavenly wonder, for I too
Wait, there's a fucking sheep on the star.
that has left me wrapped on high.
Pray tell, pray tell.
Some time ago, there was a husband and wife. They had lived long and full lives, but had never bore any children. One crisp winter, a fluffy snow came, setting almost to one's knees. The children of the town were full of glee and excitedly began making snowmen. The old couple watched them and were filled with sorrow for what they could not have.
This music is fucking good.
Maybe we can make a snowman, said the old man. You are old and stupid. What would we do with a snowman? Grumbled Babushka.
It's the babushka lady.
If destiny denied us a child, then we will have a child from the snow, posited the old man. Let it be so.
Let it be
agreed
so.
Babushka.
Babushka. Just kind of letting that music wash over me.
They stood and looked at their creation. Babushka stroked the snowman on the head and sighed. If we could just have that kind of daughter. When she said these words, she felt that the snowman was breathing lightly, like a child. They both looked in disbelief when the black eyes squinted and the little mouth smiled. Snezhka moved her little legs and stretched her little arms, looked from left to right, then looked curiously at the old couple. Ah! cried the old couple in joy. This is no snowman, but a real child. Śnieżka shook her head. Śnieżka clapped her hands. And Śnieżka stamped her feet due to the cold, poor thing. She tried to brush the snow from her dress, but couldn't. Then she ran into the house. The old couple eagerly ran after. When the couple set foot in the house, Śnieżka was nowhere to be seen. Only a steaming puddle was left next to the fireplace.
How quaint!
How quaint!
But what are we to make of these beatific visions? To what purpose are these blessings?
Just then, a celestial chorus began. The shepherds raised their heads, and their gaze was met with a glorious sight, for before them appeared a great company of the heavenly host. Merry Christmas.
Like, what's for the fucking O face from the One Angel? Ah, Christmas. So yeah, those are kind of like very depressing Christmas tales. You're welcome. Confused reindeer. Oh boy. Let's see. Do I want to play anything else? Tonight's been kind of a grab bag. Let me think about it.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.